Hey there, animal lovers. Did you know there's a creature with three hearts pumping inside it? Or that one tiny animal can sleep for 3 years straight? Ever heard of a bird that flies backwards? What about the animal that tastes with its feet? And get this, which beast has teeth so sharp it can bite through steel? If your jaw's on the floor already, buckle up. We're diving into 100 jaw-dropping facts about 100 wild animals that'll make you say, no way. Don't you dare click away. Welcome to Animalia Hub.
Axolotl. This salamander can regrow its limbs, spinal cord, and even parts of its brain if they're damaged. And it's like the world's cutest little superhero. Lose a limb, and it just grows right back. Tardigrade, water bear. These microscopic critters can survive being frozen, boiled, or blasted into space. And imagine surviving in a dryer, a freezer, and outer space, all before breakfast. Honey badger. Known for its fearless attitude, it can take on venomous snakes and shrug off bee stings. And if you ever feel tough, just remember there's a fuzzy animal out there that laughs at danger. Electric eel. This fish can produce an electric shock up to 600 volts to stun prey and defend itself. And it's like having a built-in taser, nature's original stun gun. Pistol shrimp. It snaps its claw so fast it creates a bubble that reaches over 200 decibels, louder than a gunshot underwater. And you thought shrimp were peaceful? This one's basically a deep-sea gunslinger. Mantis shrimp. With one punch, it can shatter aquarium glass and dismember prey. And it's a tiny boxer with gloves made of lightning-fast fists. Octopus. It has 3 hearts and blue blood, and it can squeeze through any hole as long as its beak fits. And 3 hearts for extra love, plus, it's the Houdini of the ocean. Wood frog. It can freeze solid in winter and thaw back to life in spring without damage. And literally, frozen in time, then hopping back to life. Talk about waking up on the wrong side of the bed. Narwhal. Sometimes called the unicorn of the sea, males have a tusk that can grow up to 10 feet long. And it's like a magical sea creature straight out of a fairy tale. Strawberry poison dart frog. It's so toxic that one frog carries enough poison to kill around 10,000 mice. And cute, bright, and deadly, like a tiny red warning sign in the rainforest. Emperor penguin. It can dive over 1,800 feet deep and stay underwater for more than 20 minutes. And if penguins went to the Olympics, this bird would win the gold in deep sea diving. Sphex wasp. It holds a cricket, stings it, and then drags it into a burrow while the cricket is still alive. And talk about putting dinner on ice, only it's more like stinging dinner on pause. Leafcutter ant. These ants can carry leaf fragments up to 50 times their own body weight back to their colony. And if you weigh 150 pounds, that'd be like carrying a small car on your back. Kangaroo rat. It never needs to drink water, it gets all the moisture it needs from seeds it eats. And the ultimate desert survival expert, no water bottle required. Axolotl. Yes, again, in their natural habitat, they stay in a juvenile form their whole lives and keep their feathery gills. And they're the world's perpetual kids, Peter Pan, but in salamander form. Fainting goat. When startled, its muscles freeze up and it topples over, but it's otherwise perfectly healthy. And it's like a comedic trick. Surprise! I'm just gonna faint now. Star-nosed mole. It has 22 pink, fleshy tentacles on its nose that help it find and eat food in the dark almost instantly. And its nose looks like a tiny alien spaceship, but it's really just a super-powered food detector. Immortal jellyfish, Turritopsis dohrnii. When injured or threatened, it can transform back into its juvenile form and start its life cycle over. And the closest thing nature has to a reset button on life. Peregrine falcon. The fastest animal on Earth. When diving to catch prey, it can exceed speeds of 240 miles per hour. And that's faster than a sports car, nature's own fighter jet. Ostrich. It has the largest eyes of any land animal. Each eye is about 2 inches across. And with eyes that big, you'd probably be clumsy too. No wonder they run so fast. Redback spider. The female sometimes eats the male after mating, but only if she's really hungry. And Talk about dining at someone else's expense, literally. Pangolin. Covered in hard scales, it curls into a perfect ball when threatened, and those scales are made of keratin, the same stuff as human fingernails. And it's like a walking pine cone that can roll into a defense fortress. Common swift. These birds can stay in the air for up to 10 months straight without landing. And if you hated traffic, imagine never touching the ground for almost a year. Blue dragon, Glaucus atlanticus, a sea slug that eats poisonous siphonophores and stores their venom in its own body to use as a defense. And it's like eating a poisonous jellyfish taco and then turning the poison into your own weapon. Bombardier beetle. When threatened, it shoots boiling hot, noxious chemicals from its abdomen, reaching around 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. And nature's tiny flamethrower, one beetle and you'd think twice about messing with it. Goblin shark. With a protrusible jaw, it can shoot its mouth forward to snatch prey in the blink of an eye. And picture a shark playing whack-a-mole with its mouth, direct hit every time. Mimic octopus. It can imitate the shape and behavior of more than 15 different marine animals, from lionfish to flatfish. And it's the ultimate underwater actor, never needs an audition tape. Blue whale. The largest animal ever known, its heart alone is as big as a small car, and its tongue can weigh as much as an elephant. And if you thought your carpool was big, try parking a whale heart-sized vehicle. Turritopsis nitricula, another, immortal, jellyfish cousin. Similar to Turritopsis dohrnii, it can rejuvenate itself when stressed, effectively bypassing death. And it's like finding the fountain of youth in the deep sea, forever young and swimming. Velociraptor. Contrary to movie depictions, it was only about the size of a turkey and probably covered in feathers. And less Jurassic Park terror, more fluffy turkey. Close your eyes and imagine Thanksgiving with a raptor. Hummingbird. It's the only bird that can fly backward. And imagine flying as easily backward as you do forward, nature's little helicopter. Butterfly. It tastes with its feet to find the perfect flower. And talk about a foot-tasting adventure. No tongue needed when your toes do the job. Piranha. Some species can bite through small steel hooks and thin wires. And if you thought your fishing line was safe, think again. These fish have tiny steel-cutting jaws. Giant Pacific octopus. It can camouflage itself instantly by changing both color and texture. And it's basically an underwater chameleon that even feels like a rock when it wants to hide. Sailfish. It can swim up to 68 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest fish in the ocean. And that's faster than many sports cars. This fish leaves other sea creatures in the dust. Mole cricket. It can dig tunnels up to a foot deep in mere minutes using its spade-like front legs. And if you ever lose something under the ground, just call this little digger, it's got you covered. Sunda colugo, flying lemur. It glides across gaps of up to 100 meters between trees using a skin membrane. And think of it as the original flying squirrel, minus the squirrel part. Archerfish. It spits precise jets of water to knock insects off branches into the water. And it's the sharpshooter of the river world, no gun required, just a water pistol mouth. Starfish, sea star. It can regenerate an entire body from just one severed arm. And lose an arm, grow a whole new star. Talk about a cosmic level recovery plan. Bombay duck, fish. Despite its name, it's a fish that smells so strong when dried that it's banned on some public transport. And next time you board a bus, be glad you're not carrying this stinky snack. Tasmanian devil. It has the strongest bite per body size of any living mammal. And it's a pint-sized powerhouse. Bite down on trouble and win. Rabbitfish. It can change sexes depending on the population's needs. And talk about going with the flow. When the fish population needs more girls or boys, rabbitfish makes it happen. Greenland shark. It may live over 400 years, making it the longest-lived vertebrate on Earth. And imagine celebrating your first birthday for 4 centuries. Birthday cake would get repetitive. Glass frog. Its skin is so transparent that you can see its internal organs. And no need for an X-ray, just take a peek through its belly to see what's inside. Proteus anguinus. a cave salamander that can live up to 100 years without ever seeing light. And it's the ultimate homebody, never turns on the lights and still thrives in darkness. Peacock. The male displays its iridescent tail feathers, which can span over 6 feet when fanned out. And it's like wearing a walking, fluttering rainbow to impress a date. Komodo dragon. Its saliva contains deadly bacteria, and its bite can lead to severe infection in prey. And think of it as a lizard with a no-kiss zone. One chomp and the bacteria finish the job. Frigate bird. It can stay aloft for over a week without landing by using air currents. And fear of flying? Not for this bird, it practically lives in the sky. Platypus. It lays eggs, has a duck-like bill, and males have venomous spurs on their hind legs. And it's nature's ultimate mix and match, egg-laying, venomous, bill-equipped, fur-covered wonder. Tree kangaroo. Unlike other kangaroos, it lives in trees and can leap between branches. And picture a kangaroo doing parkour through the treetops. Now that's a morning commute. Electric ray. It can produce up to 200 volts of electricity to stun prey or defend itself. And it's the underwater equivalent of a taser, one zap and dinner's served. Long-eared jerboa. It has huge ears and can jump up to 20 feet in a single bound. And with ears that size, it probably hears you coming before you see it, then hops away in style. Leafy sea dragon. Covered in leafy appendages, it looks like floating seaweed to hide from predators. And nature's own decoration. If you can't catch it, just think it's part of the ocean floor. Velvet worm. It squirts sticky slime to trap its prey before consuming it. And it's basically a sticky spaghetti noodle crawling around for dinner. Naked mole rat. It can live up to 30 years, doesn't feel pain like other mammals, and rarely gets cancer. And forget anti-aging creams, this wrinkly critter has biology on its side. Hoatzin. A bird whose chicks have claws on their wings to climb branches before they can fly. And it's like a baby bird wearing little grappling hooks. Spider-Man, eat your heart out. Cuttlefish. It has the largest brain-to-body ratio of any invertebrate and can communicate with friends via color changes. And it's the genius of the sea, flashing colors to chat with buddies instead of texting. Goliath frog. It's the largest frog in the world, weighing up to 7 pounds and jumping over 10 feet. And imagine a frog the size of a small dog. Hope it doesn't leap into your picnic basket. Aye. A lemur with an extra long middle finger used to tap on trees, locate grubs, and fish them out. And it's part lemur, part woodpecker. Knock, knock, dinner's ready. Indian purple frog. It spends most of its life underground and only emerges for 2 weeks each year to mate. And it's the world's shyest amphibian, only peeks out when it's ready to party. Poo-poo. It inserts its long beak into the ground to catch insects, sometimes wiggling it like a worm-catching tool. And if you ever needed a picnic partner to scare off bugs, this bird's your guy. Musk ox. It forms a defensive circle around its young to protect them from wolves, presenting its horns outward. And it's like a furry fortress, no wolf breaks through this mother's wall. Electric catfish. It can generate pulses up to 300 volts to stun prey and potential threats. And this fish turns the tide on catfights, one shock and both parties back off. Sunda slow loris. Its bite can be lethal to humans because it has toxic glands in its elbows that transfer poison to its teeth when it licks them. And cute face, lethal bite. Never judge a cuddly exterior by its edible defenses. Arctic tern. It migrates up to 44,000 miles each year, more than any other animal on Earth. And if frequent flyer miles were a thing in the bird world, this little feathered traveler would be a platinum member every year. Desert locust. It can fly over 100 miles in a single day when swarming, causing devastating plagues. And imagine a tiny insect that can swarm like a black cloud. Farmers dread its arrival. Sea cucumber. When threatened, it can eject its internal organs to distract predators and later regrow them. And it's like tossing a decoy from your body and then saying, "Just kidding, give it back." Titi monkey. Mates bond by intertwining their tails and grooming each other for hours. And relationship goals. A tail-tangled cuddle session every morning. Gharial. A crocodilian with a long, narrow snout filled with over 100 razor-sharp teeth, perfect for catching fish. And think of it as a toothy fish trap, slim snout, maximum munch. Numbot. It uses its long, sticky tongue to eat up to 20,000 termites a day. And that's a termite buffet in one mealtime. No need for silverware when you have a built-in straw. Snail. Some snails can sleep for up to 3 years straight to survive droughts. And that's longer than most college degrees. Imagine taking a nap until the next marathon. Alpine ibex. This mountain goat can climb near vertical dam walls to lick essential minerals from the rocks. And if you think your climbing skills are impressive, try scaling a concrete wall with hooves. Seahorse. In seahorse couples, the male carries the eggs in a pouch until they hatch. And it's like daddy daycare under the sea, fathers getting a crash course in parenting. Pallas's cat. Its ears are so sensitive it can hear prey moving under nearly 3 feet of snow. And imagine playing hide and seek in the snow and still knowing exactly where everyone is. King cobra. It can raise almost half its body off the ground and hood to warn threats before striking. And think of it as the original "don't mess with me" posture, nature's very own cobra crown. Basilisk lizard. Sometimes called the Jesus Christ lizard, it can run across water for short distances. And skipping rocks? This lizard skips itself, no ripples required. African elephant. They communicate using infrasound, low-frequency calls that travel miles to talk with other herds. And it's like having a secret elephant radio station blasting through the savannah. Koala. This marsupial sleeps about 18 to 22 hours a day because its eucalyptus diet is low in nutrients. And breakfast, lunch, and dinner all on eucalyptus. For quality rest, just be a koala. Cleaner shrimp. It sets up cleaning stations where fish come, sit, and let it pick off parasites and dead skin. And if fish could get spa treatments, this shrimp would be the top esthetician. Bulldog ant. Known for its painful sting, it is one of the most aggressive ant species in the world. And mess with this tiny punk, and you'll remember it longer than any bad hair day. Vampire bat. If it finds a meal but a friend doesn't, it will regurgitate blood to share and keep its comrades alive. And talk about true friendship, no vampire movie needed to teach generosity. Leafcutter bee. This bee cuts perfect circles from leaves to build and line its individual nest cells. And it's basically a 6-legged landscaper and home decorator all in one. Common loon. Its feathers are impossibly waterproof, so it dives deep without getting soaked inside. And if loons were people, umbrellas would be purely decorative. Saharan silver ant. It can forage in sand temperatures up to 127 degrees Fahrenheit, 53 degrees Celsius, when predators are hiding from the heat. And talk about scorching hot shopping. These ants hit the buffet when no one else dares. Glass squid. Nearly invisible thanks to its transparent body, it's a master of deep-sea camouflage. And find a glass squid? Better luck blending into your couch cushions. Emu. It can sprint up to 30 miles per hour, and its eyes are larger than its brain. And big eyes for spotting danger, small brains for, well, enjoying the run. Tarsier. Its eyes are so big they can't move in their sockets, so it swivels its entire head to look around. And it's the world's cutest bobblehead, even owls would be jealous of that head turn. Swordfish. It can warm its brain and eyes to stay alert in cold, deep waters. And coffee for fish? This one keeps its head toasty so it never misses a meal. Blobfish. At depth, it's a normal-looking fish, but when brought to the surface, its jelly-like body flops into a blob. And it's the ultimate before and after workout gone wrong, deep-sea glam, surface flop. Rhinoceros beetle. One of the strongest animals for its size, it can lift up to 850 times its weight. And if you weighed 150 pounds, that'd be like bench pressing a small car, no gym membership needed. Harpy eagle. Its talons are as large as a grizzly bear's claws, perfect for snatching prey from tree branches. And bird of prey? It's more like bird of big-time claws. Fangtooth fish. Living in the deep ocean, its teeth are so large it has special sockets to hold them inside its head. And imagine smiling at dinner and showing off teeth that nearly reach your knees. Patu. This nocturnal bird looks exactly like a broken tree stump when it perches, perfect camouflage. And try finding it in a forest. One minute you see a stump, the next you jump because it blinked. Mantis frog. The male carries tadpoles on its back until they develop enough to hop into water. And it's a bug-chasing babysitter, backseat rides included until swim lessons start. Stingray. It has electroreceptors called ampullae of Lorenzini, helping it locate prey hidden under sand. And it's like having built-in treasure detectors. Fish, beware. Cicada. Some species spend 17 years underground as nymphs before emerging all at once as adults. And that's the ultimate, slow and steady, mindset, waiting nearly 2 decades for a summer party. Echidna. One of only 2 egg-laying mammals. Mothers carry eggs in a pouch until they hatch. And it's snug as a bug in a pouch, mammal, but with a reptile's egg-sighting twist. Okapi. Related to giraffes, it has zebra-like stripes on its legs and a long purple tongue to grab leaves. And it's like mixing a giraffe with a zebra and adding a built-in retractable grabber. Gerenik. Also called the giraffe gazelle, it stands on hind legs to reach leaves high up in trees. And next time you can't grab the top shelf, remember, nature has a 2-legged browser too. Scorpion. It glows a bright greenish blue under ultraviolet light due to chemicals in its exoskeleton. And it's like carrying a built-in neon sign, perfect for midnight raves in the desert. That wraps up all 100 crazy animal facts. Thanks for staying with us. Like and subscribe for more.